Welcome back to the Arctic Den. Today we are revisiting Duskbound. I'm gonna go for the other endings, since really like the art style and atmosphere of the game, and hopefully they're not as sus. So this will probably be a much shorter video. This game contains dark and unsettling themes that may not be suitable for everyone. I know. Even the lanterns are obscured by countless moths. People trace the same paths every day. I know. I'm still wondering what caused this city to be the way it is. This guy. Apparently, I think there's like a time loop or something. And he's died multiple times. And this is us. It's kind of interesting. I think the last thing I remember was assuming there was some Groundhog Day thing going on. Alright. I think the last thing I did was ask about paintings, so let's proceed to not do that. Good day. Can I help you? I don't believe we've met. No, we've met multiple times. You died. Oh no, this isn't going anywhere. I know. Please come in. Why don't you join me for some tea? It's something of a hobby of mine. Growing plants and combining them in interesting flavors. Ah yes. Tea. Hopefully it's just actual tea. I don't know of any plants on the top of my head. Marigold. Yeah. Don't put marigold in my tea. That'd be pretty bad. Sounds terrible. Those teeth look awfully sharp because he's a vampire. What do you expect? Oh look, all these pictures of you. Older versions of you, or something. Alright, now for the different endings. We'll stay quiet. I don't want to pry into his affairs. Everyone in the city has a past, and it's rarely something enjoyable to talk about. There's none whom the Red Plague hasn't affected. The eternal night fell on all of us. And as much as anyone might try to deny it, it took something from us. We make do with what we have left, and it's not up to me to open up those wounds again. Besides, I'm a guest. It'd be rude of me to pester him with intrusive questions when we've only been properly acquainted. I'd have expected a mansion this size to have several servants, but there's none. Because this guy's alone. He's a nerd. And a vampire. Here we are. Please have a seat, I'll be right back. Ah yes, nothing like a nice worn down sofa. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Not at all. He swiftly places the 2 teacups on the table, while we wait to drink tea, but it's too hot. I suppose it was obvious. The majority of my time is spent in my atelier or in my study when I wish to read. I don't know what atelier means. It's probably French. Still, as long as I live in this city, I can't bring myself to abandon my family home. Is there a way for him to leave? I don't know. Was it the Red Plague? My sister and I lost our parents and baby brother. Must have been hard not having anyone. And, of course, he doesn't care. Maybe he was the cause of it. I think it might have been him. Ask about him instead, yes. Good idea. So, Mr. What's his name? For goodness sake, he doesn't know me. It'd be sheer insanity to tell him now that I'm here because my life is an empty, meaningless routine, and seeing his face is the only thing that has made me feel alive in years. Ludicrous. Even repeating all that in my head sounds childish. Oh, I would love to confess, but I cannot do that yet. Why did he have to ask me so forthrightly? I look into his captivating amber eyes and take a sip of my tea. I can't bear to lie to him. All I can do is avoid his inquiry by subtly changing the subject. Oh, but where are my manners? I haven't even introduced myself yet. My name is... Shh. Before I realize that he puts a finger to my lips. Huh. What is our name? The chill of his cold fingers lingers on my lips, blah blah blah. It's not important, not yet. I'll get to know you in many ways, and this one will be the last. I knew there was something more to him from the first moment I saw him. Yes, very well, I'll oblige you. In return, will you tell me your name? Virgilius de Lanceroy. So his name's Virgil. I'm feeling motivated. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He sheepishly nods his head. I let his name swish around the inside of my mouth like wine. It's pleasant. Ah yes, nothing's better than the name Virgil. Have you been living in the city for long? Oh, so very long. Longer than I can be bothered to remember. Tell me, have you ever tried to leave? Leave where to, I mean. Based on what I heard, the journey past the city wall spells certain death for someone like me. I've tried. It's not that the journey's impossible. It's the very act of stepping outside the city walls. Some dark force wraps itself around me enough to make me stagger and suffer. Never enough to kill. So like you have been stuck here, wanting nothing more than to leave, yet not knowing how. Huh. We all resign ourselves to our hopeless fate and do nothing but pray to the one Lord that things will change, but they never do. It's probably an eldritch god. Sadly, he doesn't have a sword. Yet still, I cannot shake the small grain of hope that embeds itself in my heart. I want to know what he's found. I lift my cup to take another sip of my tea. Delicious. But I feel myself growing hazy and my attention slips. I do hope the tea was to your liking. Did he just drug us? Muffled screams startle me awake. As I desperately attempt to jolt up, I'm met with a searing ache that grows my entire body. I can't see anything. A cold sweat runs down my back and my breath hitches in my throat. My head swirls with questions as my situation sinks in. I try to sip more time. Only then I sense the presence of a tightly yanked chain around my ankle. Oh, so we were kidnapped. Nice. My eyes adjust as I feel my way around the room, hands moving against peeling wallpaper, gripping on fabric and accidentally knocking against wood. It's no dark, dank attic. It appears to be a fairly maintained guest bedroom. Hello? You're finally awake. Don't be afraid, dear pale one. I would never hurt you. Just someone else. While blood drips from your lips. You dirty vampire. The faint scent emanating from is nostalgic and somehow intoxicating. It makes my head spin. Ah, you must have heard of the tales. Perhaps you dismiss them all as nonsense, but the Red Plague isn't always fatal. Those of us unfortunately enough to survive it are changed forever. It is blood and blood alone that sustains us. You're a vampire? Do I frighten you? I avert my eyes and look at the floor. I want to say that he does. Of course he does. Yet despite that, something inside of me still finds him beautiful. Don't listen to your inner thoughts. It's time to get out of Dodge. Could my judgment be clouded by his eyes and silver tongue? Remove this chain immediately. Of course. If you promise to stay by my side, then I'd be more than happy to do so. I know. I can ask that of you. That is precisely why the chain is necessary. Though it is charming that you would not even think to deceive me. Oh, apologies, I don't mean to be condescending. Please pretend it didn't occur. Why'd you do this to me? Dearest Pale One, won't you grant me some of your blood? No. Because if you do, the sun will rise, you'll die, and bad things happen. Absolutely not. Who knows what will happen to me? I might even contract the Red Plague myself. There has to be a way out of here. Just please consider it, for the both of us. I'll leave you be for now. Besides, I need to finish what I started. You wouldn't hurt me, would you? I'm sorry that it's come to this, chaining you to this room, but I promise I would never treat you badly. I need you. Please make yourself at home. What am I doing? Why do I yearn for him? I thought I was scared, but I don't know what to think about anymore. Logic seeps through my fingers as my heart bounds after him. If you'd approach me this time, the fates have aligned, I'm sure, and for that I'm grateful. Thank you, my dear Pale One. How can I kill him? What am I going to do? Poor guy. Kinda sad. But this is a vampire. Good morning. Will you offer me your blood today? No. Very well. Then, I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow awaits us then. The days pass by quietly. As promised, he doesn't treat me badly. There's food to eat, and he even brings me books to read. Every day like clockwork, he asks for my blood, and every day I refuse. We have amicable conversations some days, but I no longer care to learn anything about him. All I want to do is leave. That empty life I wanted to escape has become my dearest dream. I wonder if my sister misses me. Must be hard running the workshop all by herself. I haven't missed the mending of the same worksman clothes. Who would have imagined that? If only I had told someone about my plan to meet him, then maybe I wouldn't have ended up in this situation. Although I've enjoyed our peaceful days, I'm not how long I can endure. Let me in, won't you? Oh, dearie, please. I shake my sleeve and catch the breakfast knife in my hand, and without hesitation, I drive it into his neck. Ah, so this is how I'll end this time. His grip on me loosens and I push him off me. He falls with a thud, blood pouring from his knife. I've done it. I killed him. It all went by too fast. I feel sick. I hold on to the nearby bedpost to hold myself up. I killed him. Somehow I choke up, struggling to breathe. I have to get out. I can't breathe in here. As I go to sleep that night, I dream of him. There he is, staring at me with desolate eyes, not saying a word. He doesn't have to. My guilt festers under those watchful gaze all the same. For nights after that, I can't escape his haunting gaze. Huh. Whether dream or nightmare, they eventually start to bleed into my waking life. The lines blur as to say, this cannot end here. And somewhere I know, this is not ended here. Ending 4. Perpetuate the cycle. So it is a cycle, I see. That's what happens if I say no. You must understand, they're not people. Surely, you've realized it by now. Here, where darkness reigns and emptiness echoes, we are the only survivors. They're lost to the cycle, Pale One. They trudge on, possessed by something akin to instinct. There's no soul left within. I cannot deny I've thought the same thing he has. Then how can you be sure? Is it not mere arrogance to put yourself above everyone else? I am entirely certain. Pale One, if we've walked through the same streets, come across the same husk, then we both bear witness to the fact. But it's just like you to think of them as human. I'm glad to see you have that infectious optimism. It warms my heart. Oh, ask why he wants our blood. I could tell you the answer, but you would not believe me. You never do. Promise to believe him? That's not an easy promise to keep. Tell me, Pale One. Would you want to save the city if you could? If you could bring things back to how they were, then surely that'd be better. But they've tried so many things. It's nigh impossible to solve a problem if you don't know the cause. Haha. I'm taken aback as he laughs almost mockingly. You know of the cause? Oh yes, the cause. Of course I would know it, because I am the cause. This is my dreadful curse, Pale One. It's only saving grace, the way it binds me to you. You did promise to believe me this time. Please help me understand. Help me understand this curse. He closes his eyes and takes a moment to think of what to say, then looks at me with conviction. The flow of time is distorted in this place, which is why we cannot leave. We live in a pocket of the world governed by its own laws. Time folds and loops on itself over and over again. With every passing recurrence, another loses their identity completely. I'm the only one who is forced to remember it all. Which is why these paintings are in this house. So you've lived through all of it, only to see the world move further and further from its proper state. I would like to believe that things do get better, that the city will be saved one day. But that hope is increasingly difficult to hold on to. The more I ponder it, the more it feels like a lost cause. But you're the constant. Your pure soul is enough to withstand the weight of time piling up. I've tried to approach you countless times, but somehow we are fated to end each other. Then time rearranges without a care. Now I'm the only one who remembers what we've been through. In recent cycles I kept my distance, for it hurts more to be with you than to simply watch from afar. And me, I'm nothing but a shadow of a man I once was. I too have lost myself, though not like the others. This fiendish lust for blood has only intensified and makes me ashamed of myself. I'm holding on to my promise in the deepest recesses of my heart. Have you told me this many times before? It must not be easy to stay kind and patient when all your actions are brought to naught time and time again. I've tried to tell you many a time, but without the right lead-up it is doomed to fail. You might run from me, retaliate in violence. Sometimes you make fun of me, other times you grow frightened. I've seen almost every face you can make. This kind of occurrence is rare. You looking at me with kindness is, in many ways, my greatest relief. But it's not new. It's happened a handful of times. The fated lust has not been overturned yet. So this time, I'll resist the temptation to hope. But I'm being unfair. I'm only manipulating you by telling you one side of this tale. Inside of me, another impulse tugs at my sanity. I wish not only to have you for myself more than anything. Ah, yes. He has a side of him that once was murdered. It's no more than a fairy tale to anyone but me. My downfall is mine alone to witness. None of this is a bluff, dear Pale One. It's all true. If you could see the fates I put you through, recall the things I made you feel, you would not want me anywhere near you. You would loathe me. Your dedication is admirable, and it matters to you so much. Show me those fates then. I want to remember. Is that even possible? To end the cycle of terror, I need your blood, for only yours can purify my curse. Then everything will turn out once was? I'm afraid I can't answer that as I've never gotten to that point. Then isn't it dangerous? What about you or me? A vampire cannot live to face the sun. What kind of life would you lead? Would you believe me if I said I hadn't thought about it? This whole time I've been working towards an empty goal. I do not know what lies beyond it, but I have nothing else to try. Oh, are we actually gonna have an option to do something else? You told me, the one who orchestrated this ordeal. And here I thought this was all your fault. But I am a villain all the same. I know that expression, it's the one I used to wear. Of course, by the time I realized the inescapable gravity of my fate, I was furious. My rage was an unquellable flame. But time dulls all senses, and there's no direction for this feeling. I took it out on you many times, but that only made me feel worse with each passing loop. Ah, poor guy. He's still a monster, though. His acceptance of his role as some great evil is saddening. I won't have it. What can we do? It seems like some weight has been lifted off my shoulders. You truly are skilled at keeping your promises. For example, fearlessly going through with plans anyone else would have deemed too absurd to attempt. Maybe. What on earth were your intentions? Don't make fun of me. How could I ever? I came to confess my love. You don't leave me speechless too often anymore. It'd be quite the shame when I have to part from you this time. Who says we have to? Oh, you would grace us with even more absurd plans? Oh. You don't know what you're saying. So, we're becoming a vampire in this ending. I guess that's cool. Well, she has fangs, so is she a vampire or not? I don't know. What's your name? End 5. Embracing the night. Huh. Okay, so we interacted with the paintings and now we're not going to go down that route. Let's see if anything different happens. Refuse? Ask what will happen if we say no. Refuse. No? Surely. Panic. I don't know what you're on about. I cannot deny these portraits do bear resemblance to me, but we haven't met. No. Just when I thought things had changed. What was it this time? Was it something I'd said? It's useless, isn't it? You. Why must you torment me like this? I'm afraid I can't let you do that. And his eyes, how hollow they seem now, all light extinguished. And this isn't gonna end well. Just what do you want from me? Look at me with those eyes again and things can go back to normal. Please, my dearest moon, look at me. An absolutely joyless laughter resounds throughout the hall. Pathetic. Absolutely pitiful, really. Oh, my dearest pale one, how I squandered this chance. Next time I'll do better, I promise. And until then, whenever and however that may be. Without warning, he knocks me out. There's no way to know how much time has passed once I regain consciousness. I try screaming, begging, bargaining, anything that could get him to listen. But he no longer looks at me. He simply stares off into some impossibility. Impossibly far distance, somewhere I can't reach. Oh. And 1 answered your own question. Give up. Pull your arm with all your strength. Give up. Now. Surely, if I click this enough, I'll get a different ending, right? No? Darn it. Okay. That might be all the endings. No, there's still 2. Oh, I am dreadful at this, aren't I? No. Not that one. Okay. Surely I can do something different. Oh, okay. This should lead to something different. Truly? You mean it? The anomaly I've been waiting for is finally here. Wait, don't drink that. I flinch as I pull the porcelain out of my wound. He takes no heed of the teacup's remains or contents spilled to the floor. What are you doing? Don't resist. Huh. Can we... I think he kills us in this one. No, answer me. No, wait. What have I done? This dreaded curse. Into unhappy accident. Or is it? Restart the game to unlock another loop. I see. Good day. Can I help you? I don't believe we've met. Please come in, it's quite chilly outside. That sounds wait. That cannot be true. I do know him. Ah. How did we remember him? Excuse me, are you alright? I'm fine. Oh, maybe this ending you can only get if you've done all the others. You seem unwell. Please come in and have a seat. The memories flood my mind as I sit down on this now familiar sofa, and I can't hold back my tears. I wonder if he has it laced with sedatives this time. I carelessly wipe my tears on my sleeve. What an unsightly display. Though I suppose he's already seen me worse than this. Have I told you my name? No, you haven't. Not this time, at least. Pale one, is it really true? Oh cool, we get a name ourselves. Why not? Why not? Why not? Now, do we die in this ending? That is the question. Let's travel beyond this night and this city. Will you join me? Oh, I do want to see the look on his face. This must have been outside the scope of his mechanizations. I cannot promise you normalcy, I cannot promise you anything at all. I do not have the same faith you have. I'll follow your lead then. So... that ending you managed to get out of there with him. I mean, I guess it's cool. I think you're both vampires. Actually. Wouldn't everybody be vampires in that place? Interesting game. Interesting story, and... really like the art. Big fan of visual novels, especially when they're not sus. That being said, if you guys have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. As always, goodbye.